We're now 25 full seasons into the Premier League's existence, if you can believe that. Since the current format's inception in the 199,293 season, it's fair to say an awful lot has changed. Man United won the first ever Premier League season back in 199,293. The Premier League has changed a lot in the past 25 years. Back in 1992, the record transfer fee was a mere £13 million when Gianluigi Lentini joined AC Milan from Torino. In the present day, Paris Saint-Germain have just splurged £198 million on Neymar. The wages have changed dramatically as well, as players are now as well known for the celebrity status as their skill on the ball. But just who were the stars of the Premier League's debut season, and where are they now? We've taken a look at one player from each of the 22 teams to take to the start line 25 years ago. Check out the results below. Check out this retro advert for the Premier League's first ever season. David Hirst, Sheffield Wednesday 1986 to 1997 News Group Newspapers Limited. David Hirst was on the books of Sheffield Wednesday in 1992 after making almost 300 appearances for the Owls. Hirst would delve into coaching, taking up a position as an academy coach at the club in 2013. His son George signed a professional contract with Wednesday in March 2016 after coming through the academy system under his father. Lee Sharpe, Manchester United 1988-1996. Following his retirement from the game in 2004, Sharpe has become a football pundit, including appearing on Match of the Day 2. This comes after a brief spell as a reality TV show performer, including Dancing on Ice, Celebrity Love Island and ITV's Celebrity Wrestling as the sharpshooter Tony Daly, Aston Villa 1985-1994. Upon ending his career in 2002, Daly completed a Bachelor of Science degree in Sports and Exercise Science, and worked as a fitness coach at Villa, Sheffield United and Forest Green Rovers. He has only recently ended a 10-year stint as a physio at Wolves. Vinnie Jones, Chelsea 1991-1992. Vinnie Jones is one of the Premier League's most memorable players. Football Hardman Jones made his name in the game at Wimbledon, but turned to acting in 2000, and is now a regular face on the Hollywood scene, appearing in over 70 films to date. Those titles include Mean Machine, X-Men The Last Stand, and Madagascar 3. Europe's Most Wanted. Mark Wright, Liverpool 1991-1998. The former Reds defender is now head of club development at Southport FC following managerial spells at Oxford United, Chester City, Peterborough United and Maltese side Floriana. On top of that, he regularly appearing as a pundit on LFC TV and is also the founder of several football education programs. John Wark, Ipswich Town 1975-1984. The Scot played amateur football for a brief spell after his retirement in 1997. He also has tried his hand at acting since his retirement in 1997, appearing in the film Escape to Victory, but spends most of his time back at Ipswich in the corporate hospitality department. Tim Flowers, Southampton 1986-1993. The Saints goalkeeper was a mainstay between the sticks in his career and remained in the game with a goalkeeper coaching position at Nottingham Forest. On top of that, he enjoyed head coach roles at Stafford Rangers and Northampton Town. Most recently, he left his position at Kidderminster Harriers in 2015. Tim Sherwood, Blackburn Rovers 1992-1999 News Group Newspapers Limited. Tim Sherwood was part of Blackburn's 199,495 Premier League success after a career playing almost 500 games. Sherwood turned to management through Tottenham Hotspur and Aston Villa, guiding the latter to the FA Cup final in 2015. He is now director of football at League One side Swindon Town. Ian Brightwell, Manchester City 1986-1998. A City legend, Brightwell is now a regular on BBC Radio Manchester. He works as a co-commentator after a brief attempt at management with Port Vale and Macclesfield Town. Ian Butterworth, Norwich City 1986-1994, making 231 appearances for the Canaries in his career. Butterworth returned to manage his old club in 2009 after some experience as an assistant coach at Darlington and Cardiff. But since his sacking, he has helped Stuart Pearce with scouting for the England under-21s. Hans Suckers, Wimbledon 1988-1996. Hans Suckers was in between the sticks at Wimbledon in 199,293. The Dutch keeper took on a coaching role at Spurs in 2007 under Martin Jol, where he had made just one league appearance in a short-lived move earlier in his career. He followed the Dutch Monto Fulham in 2011 until his sacking in 2013. Andy Pearce, Coventry City 1990-1993. Pearce finished his playing career in 2001 with Aldershot Town, and has generally kept away from the game. but in 2009 he joined the Coventry City Former Players Association Committee. Carl Bradshaw, Sheffield United 1986, 1988, 1989, 1994. Bradshaw made over 170 appearances for the club over 2 separate stints, but his time in football was ended abruptly after serving a short prison sentence for assault in 1997. He currently does after-dinner speeches and Legends talks with United. Gordon Durie, Tottenham Hotspur 1991-1993. The Scot turned to coaching after retiring in 2001, and was assistant coach at Rangers in 2013 after a spell at East Fife in 2010, but was sacked 2 years later. He was declared bankrupt in 2016. David Hillier, Arsenal 1988-1996. News Group Newspapers Limited. David Hillier was on the books of Arsenal for the 199,293 season. Hillier is currently a co-commentator on Arsenal TV, and combines this with after-dinner speeches and charity matches for Arsenal legends. Before that he entered management briefly, taking charge of non-league Goldland Apatonians in 2008 for 1 year. He is now a fireman back home in Bristol. Gary Charles, Nottingham Forest 1987-1993. The former defender earned his UEFA A coaching license after his retirement in 2002, despite suffering from alcoholism. He teamed up with David Holdsworth at Lincoln City as assistant coach in 2011, but has moved on to be director of football at Nottingham Uni. Andy Ritchie, Oldham Athletic 1987-1995. Ritchie made over 650 appearances throughout his career, led Oldham to the League Cup final and FA Cup semi-final in 1990, and also took on coaching roles with Barnsley and Huddersfield. He is now a pundit on BBC Radio Leeds and MUTV. John Salico, Crystal Palace 1986-1995. News Group Newspapers Limited. John Salico is a Crystal Palace legend. Following his playing days, Salico is an Eagles legend, and has gone on to coach the club's under-16s, as well as the first team in 2015. He is now a regular and respected TV pundit and expert on Sky Sports coverage of the Premier League and the Championship. Andy Sinton, QPR 1989-1993. Since retirement in 2007 at Fleet Town, the winger would go on to manage them in the Isthmian League Division 1, having spent the previous year as football development officer. He managed Telford United in the conference from 20,100-2013, leading them to promotion in his first year. Alan Kernaghan, Middlesbrough 1985-1993. Kernaghan retired only 10 years ago, and since then has made his name in management with Clyde, Dundee, Brentford and Glentoran, resigning from the latter in August 2016. He is currently helping at several clubs with scouting and coaching. Gordon Strachan, Leeds United 1989-1995. Strachan is currently coach of the Scottish national team, and is looking to see them into the 2018 World Cup in Russia. In previous roles, he led Southampton to the FA Cup final in 2003, and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic 3 times. Peter Beardsley, Everton 1991-1993. News Group Newspapers Limited. Peter Beardsley was an Everton player in the Prem's first season. Beardsley, best known for his time at Newcastle, has spent most of his post-retirement with the Toon. He has performed media work as well as taking on the role of academy coach in 2009, reserve team coach in 2010, and temporary caretaker manager of the first team later that year. Keep up to date with all the football news, gossip, transfers and goals on our club page, plus fixtures, results and live match commentary. How much would the best ever Premier League players have been worth at 18? Have you signed up to play fantasy football yet? If the answer is no, you need to take a long, hard look at yourself. Because the Dream Team game, the UK's biggest fantasy football game, is back and better than ever this season. You've got a £50 million budget to pick 11 players, with all the biggest new signings ready and raring to go ahead of a mouth-watering new Premier League campaign. So what are you waiting for? Sign up to play now.